Good evening and welcome to the Staff Searches Ad Hoc Committee Town Hall on whether the Police Commission should consider recommending to the mayor the reinstatement of Chief LeRonne Armstrong. Thank you for those of you who are with us here in person at City Hall, Council Chambers, and for those joining us remotely via Zoom. Please note this meeting will be recorded and available on our website. Having observed a recent trend in attendance among certain commissioners resulting in canceled commission meetings due to lack of quorum, we plan for the possibility of said commissioners attempting to shut down commission business. As such, we are now pivoting our town hall as a public forum of the Staff Searches Ad Hoc Committee. So I'll call roll call for our committee members. Vice Chair David Jordan.
Present.
Commissioner Rudy Howell.
Present.
And I, as chair of the ad hoc committee, am present. The role of the chief of police is directly intertwined with the commission's charter duties. Our responsibility is not only to conduct a comprehensive police chief search, but also to recommend a minimum of 3 qualified candidates from which the mayor will select a finalist. Comments about the former chief being reinstated or selected as one of the finalists were brought up several times during the 5 public forums that the commission conducted last month on the chief search, where we engaged over 350 Oaklanders. In light of the recent news regarding retired Justice Maria Rivera's report, I have scheduled this matter today to give the commission an opportunity to hear from the public on the matter. For the search ad hoc committee and myself, public feedback isn't just important, it is and continues to be the cornerstone of the chief search process. Please know that since this is a personnel and legal matter, the commissioners and I may not be able to respond to your questions and comments. We will only receive information and public comments today, but do know that we are listening. Please fill out a speaker card with just your name and hand it to our Chief of Staff, Kelly Yun. I also have extended an invitation to Mayor Tao to meet with the commission in closed session at our next meeting on Thursday, October 12th. And with that, I'll hand it over to Kelly.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I will call out the first 5 names if you'd like to form a single line, and I will return to collect any more speaker cards for those who haven't. And apologies for any mispronunciations of names. Veleda Odon, Brenda Harbin Forte, Jenny Ziliak, Kyle McCoy, and Kay Abdul. You are the first speakers. Please come up to the podium and I will start the clock when you start speaking.
Good evening. Thank you. Is my mic on? Can you hear me? Are you able to hear me? All right. Good evening. Thank you, Commissioners, Madam Chair, the Vice Chair, and as well, Commissioner Howell. I want to thank you for convening this town hall. It takes a lot of courage to call the community together, to tell the community that you want to hear from them, and to reassure the community that you are listening. That takes a lot of courage, and again, I want to commend you for doing that. The next police chief is critical, and the names that go forward to the mayor are names that everybody should be concerned about. And I am gratified to see some people here. I had hoped that more people would, but I understand that a lot of things happen. There's a lot of miscommunication that is out there. Some people thought that the public forum would not be going forward today, and I am pleased that it is here. With respect to Chief Armstrong, he was an excellent chief, one of the best chiefs I've seen in Oakland. And I have lived here since 1970. So I went to McClymonds High School, West Oakland, Cal Berkeley, Cal's Law School. And I was just very, very pleased as well to have served on this police commission and served with all of you until this past June rather. When the mayor made the unfortunate decision to fire Chief Armstrong, as you all know, the police commissioners, myself and those of you here, were not satisfied with that decision, felt that it was unfounded. And in fact, that view has already been affirmed and reaffirmed and validated with the decision that was issued, the order that was issued from the judge when Chief Armstrong appealed. We knew from having read those statements, the interviews, and the reports that there was no basis whatsoever to terminate Chief Armstrong. There was not a dereliction of duties. He had not been untruthful. He had not been forthcoming. The allegations against him were simply untrue. And so I am glad that you're taking a step. I'm glad that you're inviting the public in to say what they feel about the chief. I believe that he should be reinstated. I hope the commission has the opportunity to recommend him to be reinstated. And I think that the city of Oakland has suffered dreadfully since he was fired in this past February. So thank you for letting me speak. I don't want the buzzer to catch me, but thank you.
Good evening to this great commission body. I was here 7 years ago when the police commission was getting established, and I spoke in favor of this commission to be established. My name is K. Abdul Mahid, and I'm here to support Chief Armstrong to be considered amongst the search for the chief of police. I don't know nowhere somebody would be responsible for the wrong of other people. It was a judge that just spoke just before me. The only theory that gave that rise is basically respondent superior. Let the elder or the owner or the person in charge responsible, but you not even give the man any due process. He was never given no due process, and now we just see a report just came out and contradict everything that was put forth. So this was a high-tech lynching of a black man in his own city. It is only considered high-tech lynching. So I hope this commission will listen to the community and put forth the recommendation that this community is proposing, which is to consider Chief Armstrong as a candidate. In my opinion, I think he should be the only candidate. You know, if you're trying to solve crime, solving crime is a comprehensive approach. It's a comprehensive approach to solving crime. Everybody got to get involved. It's like a chain link fence. You start from the school district where they are failing the kids, and you go all the way up to the city administrator, and then you go to the county board of supervisors, and then you go to the district attorney, and then you go to the mayor's office, and then you go to the police. So everybody got to be on board. It's a comprehensive approach. Not once have I seen any of these people join forces come together to say enough is enough. If any of those chain link fences weak, criminals going to infiltrate, and it is not the job of the chief to just continue to bear the burden of other people that fail to do their job. So everybody got to do their job, and until we hold everybody accountable, you can't just punish one man. It's a biblical phrase that says the son shall not bear the iniquity of the father, neither shall the father bear the iniquity of the son. So the chief should not be responsible for other officers' mistake. Thank you.
And may I request that folks who speak start with their name just for the record?
Hi, I'm Jenny Ziliak, and I want to thank everybody for providing me with the opportunity to speak. In 2020, I was one of the thousands of Oaklanders out in the streets protesting for police accountability. I know there are a lot of different opinions in this room, and there are a lot of different opinions in Oakland, but most people want police accountability. And the job of this body is to support police accountability. And what happened with Chief Armstrong showed that he doesn't support police accountability because he failed to read the report before he signed it. I mean, did he not hear us? But it doesn't matter what my opinion is about this. What matters is that Sheng Tao was elected by the majority of Oaklanders, and she made a decision. The purpose of this board is not to undermine her leadership. I respectfully request that you leave it alone. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. Thank you so much for your comment. Next in our queue, we have Councilmember Noel Gallo. Next, we have Gail Harbin and Frankie Mae Lawson.
Thank you, and thank you for the opportunity to be able to speak with you. My name's Noel Gallo, member of the Oakland City Council. I've been a lifetime here in the city of Oakland. I've served on the Oakland Board. I served on the Oakland Board of Education for 20 years, raised 3 daughters and a son in this city, growing up here in East Oakland, and been on the city council for 9 years. But let me just share with you why you're even here. I was one of the leaders that brought the police commission to the voter. Why did I do that? Because I needed to get rid of the monitor that we've had for 20 years, costing the taxpayers millions of dollars. And that's Warshaw's the last one. All he does is show up every 3 months and tell you what you're doing wrong. And fire the police chief if he doesn't agree with him. That's all it is. So for me, we created the police commission with the understanding, because I met with the U.S. attorney in San Francisco. I met with Dianne Feinstein in D.C. and in San Francisco, that we would do away with the monitor if we brought together a police commission like they have in Frisco, right? But not only that, I also had in writing from the National Police Officers Association in Washington, D.C., because I met with them 3 times. And they said, Mr. Gallo, the monitor you have, he's been fired by 3-4 other cities in this country. You need to get rid of him. And I have that in writing from the Police Officers Chiefs Association. So for me, getting to Chief Armstrong, he's one of the chiefs. I've had now 9 chiefs, 7 chiefs in my 9 years. And when you look at Aunt Kilpatrick, we fired her based on what the monitor said, and the mayor fired her. And guess what? She cost me $900,000 because she sued us, and now she's chief of New Orleans. And look at the previous chief, they did the same thing. But anyway, so getting to Armstrong, I've known him for a lifetime, not only as an officer, as a commander, as a chief, everything with the experience of the gang injunctions and all the other activities we had before. But I will say this to the public. I have never met a chief that walked with me on the streets of Fruitvale, International, day in, night long. And if I needed to meet with the Mexican cartel, he was there with me in my office. And I'll leave you this, he knows how to communicate with us in Oakland because he grew up here. He's not afraid of us. And at the end of the day, you know, he was making a difference. Right? And okay, now I'll leave you with this. You got to understand the business that he's in, he is the chief. The mayor has never been a chief of police. Never understood how to run or manage anything. So the bottom line for me is we need to bring him back. get him back to do his job, because there hasn't been a police chief that's demonstrated the work, the commitment to the city of Oakland like he has. Anyway, so thank you for your time. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Gail Harvin. I want to start off by saying Oakland is sick and tired. The people of Oakland are sick and tired. We have crime rate that is so high. I'm for Chief Armstrong being reinstated. First of all, he should never have been fired without the full due process. The appeal court found him not guilty of any wrongdoing, okay? That process should have taken place before he was fired. He should have been put on administrative leave until the full process was done. I don't know what the plot is, the plan with this commission, but everybody needs to be fired, and we need to start with a clean slate. We're not getting anything done in Oakland for Oakland community, okay? We are sick and tired, and that includes us all. I don't pick and choose what color, what race, or nothing. We have retailers closing up. The crime rate is ridiculous. People are afraid to go out their house. Chief Armstrong is from Oakland. I came to Oakland in 1970, me and my family. We had police officers that would walk the beat. We knew our police officers. They knew us. Okay, Chief Armstrong is that type of police officer, and we want him in Oakland. We know he loves Oakland. We know he's gonna take care of Oakland because this is his home as well. A lot of people come from everywhere else, but they don't care about Oakland. They just care about getting a paycheck. Chief Armstrong is our guy for the chief of Oakland. Okay, the chief of police for Oakland. Like I said, we came out in 1970. We had one police officer, we called him Big Red. We see him, he knew us, we would say hi, we felt safe. We know, he wasn't there to beat our heads in, and he knew all of our families. I know Chief Armstrong would put cops back on the beat in the community where they know the community. That's what we need. We need somebody in charge. I mean, I don't understand how he got fired without due process. And it shouldn't even be a meeting. He needs to be reinstated because he was found of no wrongdoing right away. The mayor should have stood up and said, I was wrong and I'm reinstating him. When the due process ended, the appeals court found him not guilty. I don't know what the rig was or what they was doing. The man is a good man, and I know he's a good man. He's good for Oakland community and for our people, and he will straighten Oakland up. Now, he might not want to say everything you want to hear as a commissioner, but he's doing his best. Now, if you find something wrong with him, then you put him on administrative leave until you have your answers, but don't just fire him and get rid of him. That was wrong, and he should be paid for the time he was taking off his job. And we, the people of Oakland, we want Chief Armstrong reinstated. We will be walking the streets and whatever, and we will get rid of those. I mean, I hate to bring a whole bunch of, but how could we let that funding get away for the fight crime in Oakland? Everybody else got it, but how is there people working in Oakland that's supposed to be watching out for us, let that funding get away?
Thank you so much for your comment. Apologies.
Well, thank you. Yes, we will clean slate. Commissioners, everybody, we will clean slate. Start over again.
Thank you. And please start with your name.
My name is Frankie Lawson. I've been working for Oakland Public Schools for 38 years. It's not on? I don't want to eat it. Thank you.
If folks could get very close to the mic and speak out like this, it would be a lot easier for us to hear you. Thank you.
Okay, my name is Frankie Lawson. I've been working for Oakland Public Schools for 38 years, and I'm still subbing. I'm 77 years old, and my issue is with the mayor. She was the new kid on the block. How can she come in and make a decision to fire somebody based on what somebody else said that should have been gone a long time ago. He's just sitting here collecting money, and the city council should have got rid of him a long time ago, because he's getting money that can go to the city of Oakland. Okay? So the mayor was the new kid on the block, and she made the wrong decision in the wrong way. And the stuff she been saying on TV, when the news people ask her questions about when are you going to hire somebody, oh, it takes time. We have to investigate. She didn't say that about Mr. Armstrong. So therefore, she needs to hold herself accountable because she did the wrong thing in the wrong way. And that overseer about the money you guys didn't get, I just found out he was here for the police reform. He should have made sure that paper got in and filled out right in the first place. So he needs to be out of here. Him and the mayor with that sign. Okay? Because she made the wrong, hasty decision too quickly, but she's telling all these news people that are asking her questions, it takes time. We have to investigate. You didn't do that. So what's the problem? It's you right now, because I'm like this. If you're running for any office that you care about, my mindset was no matter who won, it was so close, they should have been working together regardless if you want something for Oakland. That's what I think, because you can't do nothing by yourself. And Mr. Armstrong was starting to make things right. Everything takes time. You're not going to get anything in a minute, in a second, in a week. And if he's out of here, to me, it's because it's prejudice. And it was that overseer who did it. And you guys the city council needs to get rid of him. They really do. He's collected money that could be going to the city of Oakland. And as long as I've been here, and I'm 77 years old, I've never seen a mayor that has done anything from Oakland for another mayor to come in and say, God, they're tearing down what I did. No, it's just getting worse. And what's going on with the counties around you? Alameda, San Leandro, Hayward. What are they doing that their counties aren't looking like ours?
Thank you for your comment.
It's something that we're doing wrong, and we need to go ask them what they're doing right and get it right. And Livy Shaft, hey, wait a minute, it's my turn.
Actually, ma'am, sorry,
Wait a minute.
unfortunately, your
Wait, I
3
got one
minutes
thing
are
to
up.
say. Livy Shaft, before she left, Sacramento gave her all that money for the homeless. I have not heard her say one thing about any plan she had. And to this day, we don't know where the money is, where it went, or what they did. And the homeless is getting worse. We are a melting pot, and everybody's bringing their stuff to us and dropping it in our city because we're allowing it. And Mr. Armstrong was trying to do something about it, but it takes time. He was down there by the police department backing up that community over there because they were having a lot of problems.
Thank you,
So-
ma'am. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
your comment.
Peace and love to the city council. My name is Valita Oden. I am here to say that I am very disturbed by the firing of Chief Armstrong, because I just couldn't understand why would they want, with all the problems you have in Oakland, why wouldn't you want this man of color to be a role model and an example for the younger people in Oakland? They didn't want that. Okay? We need role models. The Warriors is gone to San Francisco. They done took those away from us. The A's is on his way out. We have nothing here. But our kids are still going to jail. The blacks and the browns, they're going to jail. They line the walls of San Quentin. See, that's wonderful. And guess what? While they in there, they can make your sunglasses and all your 99-cent store stuff. You know, they making $2 maybe 50 cents an hour. Slavery has started back in America. You attack our communities from from high up, because this kind of stuff don't come from lower level. This is what I know, because I've dealt with this before. You're infiltrating our communities, going over into the Chinese community, shooting them up and knocking their elderly down, and then making it look like it's us. We never had no problem with Chinese and Mexicans in this state. Never. We've worked hand in hand, side by side, shoulder to shoulder in those fields together. But soon as they get closer to the city, it's a problem. Soon as they get into the jail, they separate. You know, I hate to see that, but it's true. Now, back to Chief Armstrong. Chief Armstrong did not even have a chance to do his job. He didn't have a chance to do it. As soon as this woman came in office, that's the first thing she did. Committed a public lynching of a Black man. And what did that do to me? That sent a message to me and my son. You better watch out. Brothers off the street. I don't know who they replacing him with. And the reason why it ain't that they can't find nobody. They just don't want to put an Asian in his place because they know that Oakland is going to come down when they do it. She wants that, and I know she do. We've been fighting Chinatown for too long. Ever since I was a little kid, we were fighting Chinatown, holding them back from just buying up West Oakland. Now, here we are.
Thank you so much for your comment. Our next
Wait a minute.
speaker, that was 3 minutes, unfortunately.
Oh, what's it?
When the time is up, you will hear a buzzer, and thank you so much, ma'am.
A mess in Oakland. I just really got to tell you. It's going to be an upheaval in Oakland because God always send relief to those who are in pain. You're crucifying our children. You're killing our kids off. You're going in our house, shooting us, killing us. You've never been a friend of the Black community. They want to kill us off. And it's not going to happen. It's not going to work. God is not going to allow it.
Somebody should wipe this mic off. We have anything to wipe this mic with? We don't have anything? Should wipe it every time. I'm Ben Tapscott, better known as Coach Tapscott. I think we're living in America. I think we're in Oakland, California. We're supposed to have a system. You are innocent until proven guilty. The verdict is in. Innocent. The verdict is in. He should be immediately returned to his job. He should not have to go through an application. He doesn't need to be in a pool. He needs to be back at work. And we need to do the right thing because we keep doing the wrong thing. The mayor made a mistake. The mayor needs to admit she made a mistake and not let her pride get in the way of making a mistake. You correct it. When I coached and my kids made a mistake, I gave them a chance to do better. he should be reassigned immediately and take care of some of the problems Oakland has. She shouldn't let her ego or some committee put him in a pool. He doesn't need to be in a pool. He needs to be back on the job. And whoever's responsible for putting him there needs to get it done. In addition to that, we need to do something for our youth. We need to have our parks and recreation centers open. We need to have activities for our kids. We're not happy of the run and grab that we see mostly Black kids doing. They need to be doing something constructive. And this city needs to get off of you know what and get those things in place. It's embarrassing.
Kelly? Excuse me. I just want to say, thank you to Mr. Tapscott. As a former high school principal, I know you have been championing Oakland youth, and I just want to thank you for your service.
Hi, my name is Kyle McCoy. I don't believe the mic is on. I don't know what's going on with it. But I can speak because I have a loud voice. I'm a public speaker for a long time, spoken to City Berkeley, City of Oakland. But I've known Mr. Tapscott for a number of years. And he has actually been a real OG in the community, has really helped brothers and a couple of my other brothers be able to find talents and work, you know, during the COVID, during everything else. He's been a guidance for us. So has been the former chief, Armstrong. At first, we were not on the same page a couple of years ago, but we had to have a talk. He came as a street soldier for a while. We know him as a street soldier within the city of Oakland and within the community. He had a connection with different people that he did grow up with in the community, such as Mr. Fab, legendary rapper. He is a legendary rapper, I have to say, okay? Like Mr. Tapscott, a legendary coach. Other people think of Mr. Armstrong as a legend here in Oakland. And first and foremost, we believe that in order to improve this city of Oakland as street soldiers, we need a leader as street soldiers in the city of Oakland. We are missing our leader. We want our leader back. We need our leader back so we can march, so we can help our community. And basically, more so, before most of our soldiers leave and this life behind. Most importantly, I've been watching with BRLP, we've been watching the mayor and the city officials. We've emailed them numerous of times to no response. We are trying to get answers. We are trying to make a stand, but no one is responding. And the thing is, the mayor has done nothing for the city of Oakland. Carol Five has done nothing for the city of Oakland. All right? First and foremost, I believe that we need to recall this mayor. This mayor is not for us. And we will take that to the stand and say all power to the people.
Good morning. I'm Bishop George Matthews at Genesis Worship Center. I've been pastoring in District 6 since 2020, 20 years. I live for the last 3 years in District 4. I just hosted a community safety meeting 2 weeks ago with the mayor, the DA, the acting police chief, probation chief, sheriff, and 2 city council people, Councilman Jenkins, where my church is at, and Councilman Reed. I basically invite everyone to go to YouTube and type Genesis Worship Center Safety Meeting. You can watch the whole meeting. A lot of the ideas that have been stated were recommended in that. We're going to continue to meet every month, every first Saturday from 11 to 1 to work on various issues. Now, specific to Police Chief Armstrong, I've known him for the last, 20 years when he was over the Black African Americans Police Association, that group. He's been very responsive. When I got the article, we all saw the news when it came out that he had been vindicated by the judge. I made contact to him. And also, I had the opportunity to talk to the mayor last Saturday, where my #1 agenda was to encourage her to reinstate Armstrong simply because she had only been in office for less than 60 days. And secondly, we didn't want a lawsuit. And then third, and most importantly, Armstrong has been a champion to the community. And someone stated earlier, what is the difference between other cities and our city? Well, first of all, the other cities the police chief doesn't have 3 bosses. And that's something that Armstrong said at my church, at my community safety meeting in 2022, that he had too many bosses. So we need to relook at who he actually reports to, and he really should be reporting to other people who are concerned about our safety and all of the chaos. Lastly, specifically to my conversation directly with the mayor last week, she indicated that she did not fire. Now, this is not me defending. This is what she said. She said that she did not fire Armstrong because of the report. She fired him because he got ahead of her being able to do her investigation and went to the media when she had begged him to lay low while she did her investigation. Now, that's what she said, that he went to the press and threw her under, in not so many words. So that was one reason. The second reason why she said it is that Mayor Brown, who I got to know when he was the mayor, changed it to where the mayor can actually fire the chief or hire the chief because it's an at-will position. Now, this is what she's saying. So she's saying that the city's not going to be subject to a lawsuit. I lobbied, did my best to ask her to bring him back based upon that report, but she's saying that that's not why. I'm hoping that something can be done, and it is true what she says, that no one can reinstate him but her. If that is true, then we need to look at other ways to deal with this. But I just wanted to express my support for Chief Armstrong, and I'm hoping that something positive could come out of this. But I just wanted to let you all know specifically that the mayor, as of last Saturday, speaking to me directly, has no intentions of ever bringing him back, and that is unfortunate. Thank you.
Next speakers are Seneca Scott, Brenda Fine, and Tim Gardner.
Good evening. My name is Seneca Scott, District 3 resident. Trust is my theme today. We cannot have healing and reconciliation in our communities without trust. Trust can only be had when leaders are honest with themselves and those that they mean to lead. This administration has, since they have been sworn in, been dishonest and untrustworthy with the majority of the neighbors under her care. Playing politics with public safety has led to an accelerated decline and the deaths of many businesses and people in our city. One of the most important facts related to public safety as it pertains to the police commission is the negotiated settlement agreement. The combination of the leadership of this commission with careful and deliberate work with Chief Armstrong took us from dozens of data points in the NSA down to just 2. And we were very near getting off of that negotiated settlement agreement when all of a sudden Chief Armstrong was unfairly fired with the lack of due process. This is very alarming, and it's very relevant to this timeline. Now we have a deliberate collusion between the mayor and police commissioners who are not here today, who refuse to do their jobs in good faith in order to again hijack and sabotage the democratic process. Chief Armstrong had the trust of Oakland. Mayor Shintao does not. It is obvious that our current mayor and administration refuses to listen to the voices and clear demands of the people. It doesn't matter what we say or what we do. They ignore us. They think they know better, regardless of how many people die, businesses fail, or flee. Something dark and disturbing is happening in Oakland right now. We all feel it. People who ignore it, who laugh and mock the pain of people who are expressing their rage and are finally getting the courage to come forth and make their names and their needs known, seeing them mocked in the media, it's been extremely discouraging. Thank you for your bravery and fortitude, commissioners who are here today, for showing up for Oakland and doing your job in good faith, no matter how hard it is. This next statement is for the people. We have to do something. Thank you and good night.
Good evening. My name is Brenda Grisham, and I'm a resident of Oakland. I'm an advocate. My son Christopher was murdered December 31st, 2010. Here in the city of Oakland, I've been advocating for families for almost 13 years. I've been through 11 police chiefs here in this city. The most important reason why we're here today is because of public safety and doing what is right for the community. I commend each and every one of you for listening to the community, and I'm hoping something that's said tonight will go forth, because these are the people that are looking to you to make change. We have people that are dying every single day, and those lives should be important. The community is here tonight to speak. We have a request. First of all, we forgive you, Mayor Shantel. You didn't know what you was doing. But our main thing is we want the best person, the person that is fit for the job. If you look at the job description, that's LeRonne Armstrong all day long. He works well with the city. He works well with the community. We're just asking. Ask the community. We pay the bills here too, just like everybody else, and we should have a say-so. We did not have a say-so in him leaving, and we would like to have a say-so in bringing him back. Thank you.
Tim Gardner, District 2. Tim Gardner, District 2. I'll start as I did last week, which is a recognition of all the people who have suffered under the state of crime in this city. The 93 lives that have been lost, and the continued terror that people suffer from. There's no man in this country that I trust more for the job of the chief than Chief Armstrong. There's no man in this country more fit to solve the problems of this city than Chief Armstrong. This department has gone through 11 police chiefs in 21 years. 4 took and left the job within a span of 9 days in 2016. Why? I think we all know why, and the mayor said it herself. She said she fired him for defending himself against false accusations. There's nothing more offensive to the rights of humanity, the rights that the people fought for with their blood, than that statement. To go on record and state that defending oneself is grounds for termination, as the mayor just did, is not just abominable, it's likely a violation of law, and it's certainly a violation of the principles laid out in the Declaration of Independence and our Constitution. Chief Armstrong said it best himself, and I quote, "For the mayor to think that any individual, particularly an African American in America, who is falsely accused of something, should not stand up for themselves, it is not realistic." In this country, everyone has the right to defend themselves against any accusation because they may be false, as it was here. It also just provided fuel for his wrongful termination lawsuit against the city, which you and I taxpayers will pay to the tune of $4.5 million in legal and punitive costs, as we did for Chief Kirkpatrick. And those funds will not go to solving the problems of crime we have in this city. And meanwhile, the administration is doing nothing to fight crime. So I ask you not just to nominate Chief Armstrong to the role of chief, I ask you to nominate only Chief Armstrong to the role of chief.
Hi, my name is Desmond Jeffries. I am an 8018 delegate for Oakland, representative for Oakland, Emeryville, and Alameda. I'm not here in favor of Shang Tao, the mayor, but I'm also not here in favor of the police chief. What I am here in favor of is truth. This commission is about truth, right? Truth and justice. So let me begin. What I do like about Police Chief LeRonne Armstrong is he's Black. He's from the community. He's a nice guy. I think he's approachable. Few things I didn't like about Chief Armstrong is that when a couple years ago during the pandemic, when cars were getting broken into, when we were going through budget season, when crime was going on, he blamed the city council for that they don't have enough police officers because they cut some funding for a police academy. I didn't like that because that wasn't true. Another thing I didn't like is that when there were sideshows going on, he's saying, we can't stop the sideshows. We're gonna go after them when they go home. You know, we're gonna do smart policing, which to me is stupid policing. So when we look at those small things, if we can't solve those small things, that's a problem. Another thing, the truth needs to come out. I need to hear more about a report. When I'm trying to be impartial and weigh both sides, what I want to hear, I want to know is that when that police officer that he was charged with charged with ignoring or not disciplining for discharging his gun in the elevator, when he was in trouble or charged with and had the allegations of not charging or disciplining the officer for hitting a car. Is there truth to that? And what I want to know is, was that officer that discharged his gun, that ran into a car in the police garage, was he ever disciplined? Wherever it was he ever disciplined? Wherever it was the police officer disciplined? So, and if he was never disciplined, we are here going through several police chiefs. Know why? Because they've been not charging officers for misconduct.
Thank you for your
If we
comment.
keep continuing that process, we're going to keep having the same problem. So what needs to come out is more of the truth, more of a report, so we can make a proper decision.
Thank you
right?
for your comments,
Thank
sir.
you.
If there are any members of the public who did not fill out a card and have not spoken but would like to speak, please form a line and state your name, and you'll have 3 minutes.
Hello, I'm Dondria Morgan from District 7, and I'm very upset about the chief. I would love for him to be reinstated. This reform-minded chief brought us very close to the ending of the negotiated settlement agreement. He brought up the same thing Ann Kirkpatrick brought up, which was that the monitor had been monitoring the city of Oakland for 20 years. So when the city of Oakland had its last major scandal, the monitor had been monitoring the city of Oakland for more than 20 years. And Chief Armstrong was also accused of bad acts or the staff was accused of bad acts because of what was going on in the internal affairs investigation. But the monitor has been monitoring the internal affairs and restructured them. And he had been doing this for 20 years. And you're just now seeing that there was a problem, that this problem should have come up just now. But they had this last scandal that
and internal affairs was restructured then. So that fell under the purview of the monitor. So he's, like they saying, he's showing up getting these checks, but he's not checking up doing his job. And ask me how I know. We can talk about that behind the scenes because I've been here for 21 years reading those reports. So yes, a new chief will not be able to lead us. So LeRonne Armstrong got us very close, like someone said, two tasks away from crossing the finish line at the football goal. A new chief would not have the time to become familiar with the task and all of that stuff. That's why he had to be fired. That's why Kirkpatrick was fired, because they kept complaining about the monitor and the $1 million money. And then when they got close to the end, LeRonne was fired unfairly. And now a new chief would take us, how many more? 5 years to be familiar with the city of Oakland, to be familiar with the staff, to be familiar with the NSA task and all of that stuff. So he gets $5 more million or more? This is why they don't want him. So I want to speak on the monitor. He needs to go, or there needs to be some other position or thing in place for, and I support Councilman Gallo, excuse me. This is very, very upsetting. This has been very upsetting for a long time. Politics, I like to call it, because they fed, where in the world do they feed a confidential internal affairs report and personnel reports to the press? Where do they do that? Except for in Oakland, if it's a Black man. And that's what they mean about a public lynching. That's what they mean. So they did that. They fed all that to Oakland side or whoever. They're supposed to be objective reporting, but they were not objectively reporting. So this woman want to talk about let Shankow lead. She's not leading. She's leading us down the drain. That's what she's doing.
So unfortunately, if you've already spoken, we're going to let those who haven't speak.
Hello, my name is Jerry Harbin, Harbin. I want to talk about recalling the mayor. That's what I want to talk about. Ron Armstrong, he did a lot. What I see, I came out here in 1970. We were farmers. Farmers know where their fruit are planted. They know where their peas are planted. Ron Armstrong is from Oakland. You know your house, he know his house. He need to be back Monday morning. Whatever you gotta do this weekend, I wanted my vote in. I would like to see him reinstated Monday. I don't think that the mayor should have got a raise or whatever she called it. I worked at the Port of Oakland for 20 years. It took me 5 years to get a raise. 5 years. I just retired in February. I'm doing 20 years. I'm driving forklift. I just started making $20-something an hour. Now this city is crazy. I mean, I took my garbage out this morning. We have garbage on Thursday. I saw 2 muggings on my block already.
Sir, can you get closer to the mic, please?
Think y'all can hear me pretty well, but I'll get closer to that mic. How's that? It's good? Thank you. Yo, little brother. So like I say, I came out here from Mississippi. I grew up in the 60s in Mississippi. I've seen lynchings. This is a modern day lynching. He should have never been fired. Like I said, he didn't get due process. No one, we didn't hear his side of the story. You know, let's hear everybody's side of the story. You know, like I said, I know the other side of the law, and I know this side of the law. So I want to say that I was a criminal, but I discharged in 2000. I decided to work. I decided to give a good life to Oakland. When LeRonne Armstrong came in, it boosted my morale. All the people that I know, all the people that I deal with, the homeless, the drug dealers, the druggies or whatever, we were behind Armstrong. We need Armstrong back. Monday morning, I'll be back to vote. Let's get these votes in and get called the mayor. Foremost, we can actually make a difference. We have a lot to learn, and we're learning as we go.
So I just want to clarify that what the commission is able to do is vote to recommend reinstatement or vote to recommend Armstrong as one of the candidates. And that is only if we're able to vote, which means we will have to have a quorum at our October 12th meeting to make that vote. So hopefully that will be possible. So just wanted to clarify, we can't reinstate. So we don't have any more speaker cards. And I just want to thank the community. I want to thank the public for coming out tonight. We really appreciate you sharing your voice with us. It's lovely to see you. We hear you. And we will share your message with the mayor. Thank you.